Next up, I joined Andrew Tate's war room for a year. Let's find out. I always been wondering what the fuck they get down to. So let's get to the brass tacks.
The only reason why I'm making this video right now is because I already got kicked out of the entire war room after 1 full year. So I'm gonna show you the exact experience I had inside the war room after literally 1 year, bro. And then also I'll reveal to you the reason, like the exact reason why I got banned from the war room, or just kicked out, not banned, but kicked out. And no, this is not gonna be a biased video. I'm not gonna put like any freaking affiliate link in the description, even though if I do that, like I'll be making good money from it. I just don't want this video to be like me making it just because of like wanting to make money from the war room as an affiliate. I'm literally keeping this entire thing fully honest, and I'll be giving you my exact opinion that's unbiased, okay? Okay, so
this dude sounds like he really likes the war room.
Back in March 2022. And listen, like back then, it was actually a bit easier to join. Like nowadays, I'm hearing people, when they go and talk to the chat person is like trying to like disqualify them or trying to tell them that you don't fit inside the war room and stuff like that. No, like for me, when I joined, all I did was just basically this. So I went to the Telegram chat, I went to the guy, the support, and I was just like, hello, mister, may I please join the war room? Please, mister, can I join the war room?
There's really motherfuckers wanting to join this shit.
Pay. So I paid, and that's it. I was in. Like, I didn't have to do
you feel like an alpha male now?
I remember back then, I was actually
you feel like an elevated human?
When I first joined, I was like, okay, so what do I do now? It took them a whole freaking day to finally, like, put me inside the chats and the groups. So the whole time, I'm, like, contacting the guy. I was like, sir, this is no scam, right? Obviously, I wasn't talking like that, but you know what I mean? So eventually, they actually added me into the group chats after a whole day, and I'm like, bro, I was so excited in the beginning, but when I first joined, I was just...
He's cucked.
I was like, okay, guys, where's the action? Where's the videos? Where's the knowledge? Where's everything? So that was
really cucked.
I was actually kind of like freaking underwhelmed, right? But listen, bro. I'm actually like not an Andrew Tate hater at all. Like I'm actually a big fan of Andrew Tate. Like if freaking Andrew Tate came to like ask for my daughter's hand for marriage, obviously I'd be like, okay, are you praying good? Do you follow the sunnah of a prophet and all that stuff?
But
eventually
he's
I'd be like, okay, if you said
he's
yes
actually
to that,
cucked.
I'd actually give him my daughter. Like it's
this
fine.
nigga just said he'd let Andrew Tate fuck his daughter. That's crazy.
But bro, like when I first joined the war room, I was actually pretty underwhelmed. I was like,
what the fuck?
So
he's mega cucked.
Everything in the war room because like you do have to sign like an NDA or an agreement form that basically says if you reveal anything in the war room, like you are liable to be sued for like $1 million or something like that. But like as you know, the war room is just basically just a bunch of Telegram chats. So there's like a chat for like business or like a chat for girls, or like a chat for money, a chat for freelance, a chat for fitness, and all that stuff. But the very first
things you can find on the internet for free.
They told you have to be watching this movie. Now, I can't really reveal which movie it is, but I freaking hate movies. I don't like watching movies at all, especially if I'm gonna watch them by myself. Like, I hate freaking sitting through watching movies. It's such a depressing thing to do. But anyway, like, I forced myself to watch this whole movie, and it's funny because the movie has like 33% on Rotten Tomatoes. But like after watching it, they were like, okay, now you need
what
to be
movie is it?
With the other G's in the war room, like having
he's
like
still so cucked. He thinks they're actually gonna sue him, bro. Andrew Tate's going to fucking prison. What are you talking about?
Life meeting with them, because what they tell you is that the Telegram chats, they're basically like the tip of the iceberg. Like you won't really experience the most benefit of the war room just through sitting through the chats. Like you won't benefit only from that. What you need to be doing is like meeting up with other G's, as they say, other G's, and then that is where the real magic begins, because through networking, then you'll actually be benefiting from the people. So here's what happened. I went to my first meeting, like my first dinner. The one I went to was actually pretty small. It was just me and 3 other people, or actually no, 4 other people. But what's so funny is that when I first went, I parked the car, right? Like I paid for parking, but this guy comes out. The first G I meet, he comes out. He was a bit of an older man. Like he wasn't like a guy my age, but he was a bit older. He went and he was paying for the parking. And what's funny is that I paid and I finished, right? But then he goes and he pays, and it's like, I'm right next to him, like, hey, what's up, brother? I'm right next to him, he's paying, and then his card declines. And then he's like, okay, let me try another card. He pays, and then his card declines again. And then I'm like, the ad bill, it probably hit in my head. I'm like, brother, do you need any help with the payment? He's like, no, I got this. Like freaking after the 4th card, finally he pays for the parking, and that was my first impression on the entire war room. It was so funny.
Some motherfucking broke niggas with fucking empty cards. So this wasn't your first sign that these niggas don't know what the fuck they're talking about at all?
So then eventually we sat with the people. So I learned that one guy, he was actually making money from selling pictures of women. Apparently he was making pretty good money from that. That's the first thing I saw. The second guy, he was making money from like a software company. He was basically like their salesman. And then the third guy, he was looking for a sales job. He was begging, bro. He was like, I need a sales job. I don't have a sales job. My rent is due at this month and then this month and all that stuff. And then the 4th guy, which is the older guy, I was basically helping him out into like how to get more clients to his business and all that stuff. Like this.
So you paid $5,000 to go and help a bunch of other motherfuckers is what it sounds like. It sounds like you got cucked.
Of how to attract more clients and close more clients and everything. So I was helping and I was doing like proper stuff. I was giving value to people, right? So my first impression of the war room is just like, okay, so this guy's making money in the haram way. This guy's looking for a job. This guy, like, he needs value. I'm trying to give him value. And this guy who's like my age, who is like doing good for a sales company, or not a sales company, he was just doing good in terms of sales, high ticket sales for a software company. I'm like, this is pretty interesting. But then the second meeting I went to,
how was that
like
interesting at all?
Like, it had actually a lot of people. I went to it. I met up with.
I feel like you could find way more interesting people in a random fucking Discord.
A lot of people, right? And that's when I was doing my Etsy. Like, when I told them about my Etsy, like, they were pretty shocked. They were like, bro, like, you need to talk to us more about Etsy. Like, how are you making this much money on Etsy and all that stuff? And then I told them, like, I basically almost like shared everything I know. But I was sitting there and I was thinking of, like, to my left, there's this guy who's like so jacked, freaking on steroids, even admitted to being on steroids, but he was making his money from OnlyFans, right? And then I looked to my right, and this other guy who was like, I'm like, how do you make your money, bro? Well, he asked me first. I was like, how do you make your money? He was like, I make my money from Reddit, where I get traffic from Reddit to my OnlyFans, and that's how I make my money. And then I'm like, okay, interesting. OnlyFans. I'm like, how do you make your money? He was like, oh, I have like a webcam. I'm like, interesting. How do you make your money?
So they all do sex work.
Oh, I just basically sell digital products on TikTok. I'm like, finally, it's a freaking guy who makes his money not from OnlyFans. And then I looked at this guy, I'm like, how do you freaking make your money? And then he was like,
well, that's how fucking Andrew Tate made all his fucking money. Through OnlyFans adjacent type shit. That's what everybody in the fucking war room is gonna be doing, because everybody in there, that's all it is.
Well, I don't. That's why I was asking you on Telegram, can you please help me with this and that? He basically wanted some help on like the thing I talked about. Remember that video where I was like, you can make money from eBay if you're completely fully broke. You can just sell stuff there. So that's what he wanted to know. And I'm like, bro, like, I'm sitting in the meetings and this guy's making money from OnlyFans. This guy's making money from OnlyFans. Like, as you know, like, I'm a Muslim, right? Like, I don't want to be around people who are like, you could say pimps, or people who are like in sin, right? Like, I'm pretty sure if you're a Muslim, you would know what I mean. Like, you don't want to be surrounded in that type of environment. That was kind of like my impression on the war room. Like, yeah, people are making money and stuff. Some of them are making money, and the way they're making money is just through OnlyFans. And then some of them, the way that they're making money is just, they're not making money, they're freaking broke, and they want to ask you for help. So that's what happened. So when I finished that meeting, I went back home, and then the next day,
yeah,
they would...
It's a bunch of people like you. What did you expect? It's a bunch of other dumbass fucking cucked motherfuckers. Bro, it's obvious. You got scammed, dummy!
Message you, and then they would be like, oh, we appreciate you coming, thank you for the help and all that stuff. But then it's like, I noticed like a few days after, they would keep asking you for help. And it's like, what I noticed, and I did complain about this inside the war room, and so they kind of got upset at me at this, right? They keep asking me for help, and I don't mind that. Like, I help a lot. Like, as you know, on YouTube, like, I'm literally sharing everything for free. Like, I'm not asking for any money. But it's like, I thought I joined something where I thought like I was gonna be the dumbest person in the room.
No,
I didn't want to.
You joined a spot with everybody else you joined something with everybody else who thought the same fucking thing, because you guys are all fucking dumbasses that didn't realize what it was gonna be in the first place. It's just a group of people who don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Come and make it seem like I'm the smartest person in the room, because as you know, like, that's how you grow. If you're in a group where you're the dumbest, that means it's good. You're gonna be growing. So when I went inside the war room, that was my expectation at least. But here I am. I'm like thinking, I'm like, this guy's asking me for help, and this guy's asking for help, and this guy's asking me for help. I liked it, but then I didn't like it at the same time, because I'm like, I keep giving, but it's like I'm not receiving anything. You know what I mean? So I kind of hated that.
Imagine paying $5,000. Yeah, just like I said.
So the war room
paid
now,
$5,000. You got cut.
When you join it,
you're
gonna be paying the $5,000, but you're actually gonna be paying for that. They
paid
say
$5,000 to go and help people.
You're only paying to get access to these people. You're not paying to be respected and all that stuff. What you're supposed to be doing is pay for more stuff. As soon as you join, they're asking you, it's like, you got to pay down for the 5 fundamental courses. Which
that's what a pyramid scheme is, dummy.
So $5,000 USD plus $3,000 discounts. Now you have the 5 fundamental courses. Well, now you have to be meeting up with other Gs. So I told them, I'm like, but I already met with other Gs, and I didn't find the value from it. Like, I didn't find the most benefit from it. So then they would come and they would tell you, yeah, but you joined an unofficial meeting. Even though it was a big meeting, it was still an unofficial meeting. It's not a war room meeting. What you're supposed to be doing is join a war room meeting, like a war room official meeting. And how much does that cost? Well, minimum $1,000, $2,000. Some of them are like $10,000. So it's like, bro, like, if I was in I would be happy to be in the war room. I mean, bro, you're making money $5,000 admission ticket, then you're making money $3,000 courses, then you're making money like $1,000 for like freaking so many events that are happening throughout the year, which I'm sure are super beneficial, because every person I talk to, like, it is beneficial. But it's like, how much do I have to pay?
It's not. They're lying to you to get you to pay for it. I have to pay
until I finally get the value. So that's what I struggled with. Like, the people I met in the war room, like, they weren't like the best of people.
He's still brain broken.
But when they met me, and they met the value that I had, I'm pretty sure they benefited. So to them, it's like the war room experience was amazing. But to me, who didn't freaking get any value from it, it's like, what about me, bro?
Niggas really just, I joined a cult and I had a bad time. No shit, dummy.
This is how I felt about the war room. Like, I like Andrew, I like the people that were in it, but it's just, I guess in Canada, like the people that I met were not the best. And it's really funny because they say Canada has the worst people. So maybe it's because I was unlucky and all that stuff. So
Who
I was
says
put
that?
In, like this type of environment.
Where do they
but
say
listen,
that?
you guys, if you're a Muslim, especially if you're a Muslim, and my dad actually warned me about this. You don't want to come and like put yourself in an environment where yes, people are making money, but they're making money in a haram way, bro. Like, don't tell me dropshipping is haram. Like, if you're gonna tell me which one's
The person you're praising, that's how he made all of his money. You fucking dummy. That's how he made all of his fucking money. That's how the person whose dick is in your fucking mouth right now that's exactly how he made all his money, and you're still praising him. So what are you talking about?
was worse, OnlyFans or dropshipping? Like, bro, it's day and light, okay? When you're doing dropshipping, when you're doing e-commerce, you're selling things that people actually need. And especially if you're doing like a third-party fulfillment, like you own the product, it's okay. You're shipping things from your own factory. Like, you can't tell me that's haram. Because I know some people in the
Like, if the person who started this shit made all their money that way, what did you expect it was gonna fucking
there's
be?
A lot of money from OnlyFans. Like, if I wanted to do OnlyFans, I would freaking do good on OnlyFans, just so you know. But it's like, how are you gonna freaking go and make money through the haram way, where Allah literally told you can't be doing stuff like that?
Because
like,
no one in there actually cares about Muslim values.
So that's the environment that I saw myself in. And also the next thing, when I was in that environment, even if you weren't making it,
does he not realize?
Like, I met a guy
does he not realize this?
Company, which is pretty good. He wanted to know a lot about NC too, by the way, for some reason. But it's like you're in an environment where people are constantly drinking. Like when I was in that dinner, I was the only one that was not drinking. Like people would be ordering drinks from here. I'm just sitting. I'm like, I'm not drinking. They're like, why are you not drinking? I'm a freaking Muslim. How am I gonna drink? I'm not gonna drink. So that's the thing. That's what I experienced in the war room. Now, if you're thinking of joining the war room and you're thinking that it's gonna be
please, nobody ever join the fucking war room.
It is gonna be beneficial, but if
it's
you're
not.
a Muslim and you have certain
They're
values
lying.
that you
He's lying
break,
to you.
You have to understand that.
Because he's brain cut. Do not join the fucking war room.
So I was thinking in my head, I'm like, bro, if there is a war room that is filled with Muslim people, can you imagine the benefit that would have on people? Like, you have people who are actually successful, and like at the same time, they're networking with people of the same value. Like, that's so freaking valuable, bro. So I wanted to create something like that, but I still haven't. I'm
not Muslim, so I don't keep this in mind.
The war room right now, it's almost like it's been polluted by people who are just beginners, people who have no money, people who are like spending their last dollars.
No shit.
And they're joining the war room.
It's people with the last ditch hope of faith that joining this fucking paid cult is gonna make them some fucking money. That's the scam. You give them hope, and then they pay you, and then you're like, oh, peace out.
It's going to be like the thing that saves them from poverty. Because that's what's happening right now. And they actually did discuss that in the war room.
That's what it was the whole time. That's what you were.
If you don't upgrade, you're going to feel like it's a very lonely place. Like, they literally did say that. So you have to be upgrading. You have to like buy the 5 fundamental courses. You have to go to the meetings. You have to pay a lot of money. And then you have to pay even more money to get into like the other groups. That's what they're telling you to do. And that's what I don't like now. Like, you can't be just freaking having anyone come and join the war room. That's the second thing. But now the third thing is like, bro, like, my values did not align with the values of the people in the war room. The people in the war room, they wanted to make money however way it was possible. If it was OnlyFans, if it was putting a girl naked on the camera, they were okay with it. But for me, I'm not okay with that. So we cannot be doing stuff like that.
That's the type of people you surround yourself when you join something like the war room.
Culture like that, because our prophet,
you could have just joined a free Discord and done the same shit.
Type of people, then that's it. You're amongst them. So if I'm hanging out with people who are just filled with like OnlyFans businesses, I don't care how much freaking money they're making, bro. I'm part of that. And that's bad. I don't want that on myself. Like, what does that say about me? Like, as a Muslim? Because I take that as like the first thing. And then also like the fourth thing is like, in the war room, there's this guy who's like the leader, who's not Entertate, but I can't really name him, but he's basically like the leader, right?
You can name him.
That guy, he has like
it was a fake contract. It was not a legally binding contract. They lied to you.
Girls and all that stuff. Okay, like in Islam, we do say you're allowed to have 4 wives, but there are rules around that. You can't just go and have like a second wife just like that. There's rules around it. You have to be taking care of her. You have to be providing her rights and the rights of the first one. But that guy, for him, it was like he just wanted to have more girls for pleasure. It was kind of like that type of thing. Just basically teaching people how to have more girls for pleasure. And then, bro, it's like,
that's what your Lord and Savior does. That's the person that you're glazing does, bro.
We also want these things for ourselves. Like, this is why you could say society is going to start declining, because it's like everyone just wants freaking like pleasure from each other. It's like, bro, like, we're not freaking animals, you know? Like, we're not animals where only thing we were gonna be thinking about is just how am I gonna get pleasure from this person. Like, bro,
we literally are animals.
Like, bro, like, even though like I was meeting
beyond
good
that,
people, like good actual millionaires people, like not meeting them, but even like at least through text. At the same time, like I don't want to be putting myself in a place where everyone else has these values that I don't want to attach to myself. Like, do you know what I mean, bro? I know my whole freaking channel is supposed to be about dropshipping, making money, and all that stuff.
Thanks for the follow, Kyle Gassy boy. Appreciate you.
The war room. So what happened is that you have to actually pay every single year. So you got to be paying $2,000, I think, $2,200 or whatever. Yeah, like $2,200 every single year to renew your membership.
Your Jonah Hill cringe comp.
The war room admin, they come and ask me. They were like, "Hey, you're supposed to be paying your money so you can be like, so you can renew your membership in the war room."
Sure, I can.
I didn't do that. I'm like, I don't want to renew my membership. I think I'm pretty done with the war room. I don't want to continue it. So as a result, they were just like, "Okay, now you're out. Now I'm out of the war room. Now I'm making this video. That's why." So like, I didn't really do anything bad. Don't worry. Like, I'm not banned because I freaking did something bad. I know you guys are like, this guy always gets banned wherever he goes. But no, trust me, bro. Like, I don't do bad things. It's just circumstances, man. But yes, this is the war room. So like, would I join the war room once again if I had the chance? Well, I could have renewed, but I didn't renew. So would I join it? Me personally, no. But bro, like, the idea is beautiful. Like, having a network of high caliber men who are like strong, men who are like actually.
What's your channel called? I'll look it up.
Who are good in their discipline and all that stuff. It's beautiful. Like, it's actually a very good idea. And the war room actually did kind of execute that. It's just at the same time, it had a lot of filth in it, in the sense that some stuff did not align with my Muslim values. And even though Andrew Tate is a Muslim right now, he just recently converted. So it's not like he's a Muslim now and then the entire culture of the war room is different, because he's not like the only one who's at the top. There's a bit more people at the top. So that's the only thing that I didn't like. And for me, that's actually a major thing that I didn't like. So inshallah, in the future, I'll let you guys know if I'm going to be making like
Did he just say inshallah? Well, what I learned from this is that this guy is mega cucked and brain dead. That's what I learned. That's what I learned throughout this video.